Hello, it's me, mayohosko, coming to you at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg, and welcome to my channel.
Welcome to the new era of the mayohosko channel. We have decided to bring to you this new LEGO live stream, a group of 5 friends that have been thoroughly talking to each other in various social media platforms for the past 2 months. This is the LEGO Transocean stream. This is the pilot episode, and we are live. So, welcome, JDP Builds, Never Too Old for Lego, Silent Mode, and Carsten Bricks.
Hey guys.
Hello.
What's good, everybody?
How's everyone doing?
Doing all right.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thank you. Looking forward to this one.
Hey, Cliff.
Yeah. Also, Carsten Bricks, your camera was at horizontal, but now it's back to vertical again for some reason.
Oh yeah, I wasn't quite sure if my camera was displayed in the actual stream horizontally or vertically.
Yeah, you got it to be horizontal for a moment there, but now it's back to vertical.
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah, this is going to be very much a trial and error stream.
Yeah, no
Oh,
worries.
yeah.
Hold on, I give it a try.
Oh, Nails is not even on.
So as per the format of this stream, we're not going to get into the chat until we have formally introduced ourselves. So I think so for those who don't know, on the mayohosko channel, whenever I have guests on my stream, we always ask the 3 questions, and so I think we'll do that every time we do one of these streams. So I'll get the ball rolling. I'll go first. I did buy new Lego this week, as you might have seen on the Brickable Cow 24-hour stream. I bought a second copy of the Blacktron Cruiser, and I got the GWP that was associated with that. The news is that I only need 39 more subscribers on my YouTube channel to get to 1,000 subscribers, and how my life has been is that I'm almost done with my first written assignment at grad school.
Nice.
So who wants to answer? So for those who don't know, the 3 questions are: did you buy any Lego recently? Do you have any news about yourself or your social media? And how has life been? So who wants to answer next?
I'll go next then.
Sure.
No new Lego as of yet. I'm not buying any new Lego until May. Good news is I have not had an incident at work in the past 2 weeks. That's good. And just overall been going pretty great. Nothing, can't complain. Streaming's been going pretty good. Got myself some ice cream right here. Yeah. But yeah. Anyone else?
Do you want to go next?
Sure, why not? Hello, everybody. I'm never too old for Lego, otherwise known as Michael. Since everybody likes to keep using my name, why not go with it, right?
I still say never too old.
Yeah. Mail gave me a short form nickname called 24, which is pretty cool. But as for new Lego, yeah, I bought a few sets, but not Lego brand because I have mystery builds that I need to do. As for news for the channel, 9 more subscribers to 1K, guys. That's
Nice.
big news.
Very nice.
Yep.
I think wait, if I have this right. Actually, no, I don't have an applause yet. My apologies.
And as for me, generally, I'm doing great.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, I guess I'll go next. What's good, everybody? Thanks, everybody in the chat, for joining us tonight on this momentous occasion. Right now, you're listening to Silent Mode, maker, artist, and Lego enthusiast out of London, UK. Now, I've been doing the rounds of some of the London stores, the London Lego stores. So I have actually bought a pad box recently of some of the new parts. And I may buy another one next week when I brave going to the Leicester Square store. And that's if there's anything left. As far as my YouTube channel goes, I've been stuck on 1.8 something K for quite a while. And I'm looking to get to 2K by the end of the year.
Nice.
It'll be a nice goal to achieve.
Oh yeah.
I think. As far as how things are going on my end, I am looking for a new job right now, and things are a little bit iffy right now, but I'm still trying to remain optimistic and, most importantly, motivated and proactive.
Awesome.
Nice. So, Carsten, you're last.
Yeah, got my camera fixed finally. Hey guys, I'm Carsten from Germany, and just opened up my YouTube channel about, I think at this point, 2 months ago roughly. Sitting at 66 subscribers, kind of looking to hit 100 in the next couple of weeks. Let's see how fast we can get there. And overall, doing all right. I got fired from my job last year, essentially, and now I'm kind of trying to focus on my business and using Lego as an outlet to talk to you guys and have some fun with my hobby. So I have for this stream planned in particular continuing my mock builds. As you can see, my 20th century battleship. I started this build probably about, I would say, 5 or 6 months ago. And I haven't really continued on it. And I thought it might be a good kind of thing to work on for the stream. And so, overall, pretty stoked to be here. Thanks for the invitation and looking forward to it.
So, did you say that you bought any new Lego recently?
No, I actually didn't. I bought a ton of pieces over the past 6 months, but I stopped buying pieces about a month ago, roughly.
Okay. Yeah.
I still think it's kind of funny that he thinks that he's going to be able to get something done here.
Anyway,
Sorry.
so now that we've gotten ourselves out of the way, let's go to the chat. So we did solicit the invite to 2-4. We have General Tron's Bricks, Subway Dude 101, Clicking Cliff, and I'll address that. The reason why my camera is off today is because it is 4:39 a.m. right now. Hopefully next week I'll have my table cleared off in the garage where I'll actually be prepared to build some Lego. There are some amazing YouTubers here right now. We have Britain's Bricks, Alexandria, Carsten, who was on the panel. There's Zissou Zoltanfuss. So for those who don't know, whenever Zissou shows up in my chat, we always have to do this. And whenever Cliff shows up in my chat, we have to do this.
Mayo is frozen on the stream. That is so hilarious. Look at him. Everybody's talking. He's frozen. Super focus, Mayo. Super focus. Look at him. Yep. If you move, you'll give us Lego.
Quick question to you.
Yep.
Mayo, I have a quick question for you.
Yep.
Polaration Motion mentioned to me that the subscriber mode for this chat, it seems to be set for 12 hours or 24 hours or something like this. Maybe you can shorten it up a little bit.
Well, maybe you should have subscribed 13 hours ago. But we know you out there in spirit, and I knew that there would be some audience from all 5 of our channels here right now, because y'all shared the community posts that I did. Some of you shared them on your channels, and some of you made your own community posts. So just to make sure that we could actually keep up with the chat, I put a 5-second wait, because that's what streamers do when they expect a lot of comments. So you'll have to tolerate that, and you'll have to get used to it.
5 seconds isn't that bad.
Subway watches all of us.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, we are glad to have people like you here, General Tron. What else is people saying? Subway says silent mode sounds like he could be the announcer on a radio.
Listen, we keep
Thank you. I
telling that
appreciate
guy.
it.
Yeah.
Keep on telling him.
And don't forget to hit that like button to support all of us, because without that like button, all of our channels would no longer exist.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's everything so far. So anyway, is there anything Lego related or online related that someone wanted to talk about hot off the presser? Because I'm happy to talk about anything today.
Subscriber Greg Dillon, he shared a photo with me of the new Jango Fett helmet bust, and that looks pretty good.
So do you maybe want to go, wait, is that confidential pictures?
No. It's just a blurry image, but you can still see it.
So is it a leak of a set?
I think it might be a leak, yeah. But it's still a photo of it.
Yeah, well, I don't think I feel comfortable showing leaks, because
that's fair.
you know, some of those people
That's fair.
some of those people have gotten takedown requests, particularly the leakers on Instagram. Remember all of that nonsense?
Oh, yeah.
Also, hello, Seth. Good to see you here, buddy.
In regards to leaks, a quick question. Does anybody know about some of the leaks from the One Piece sets? Like, is there any news about that? Because the last thing I heard is basically just like roughly which sets it is going to be and how many pieces. But I haven't seen anything or heard anything after that.
Well, I don't do leaked information at all, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, okay.
I know someone from a Lego Star Wars podcast who really likes the One Piece anime, and he was really hyped when One Piece got announced.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
I've never
That's why I'm
seen. I've never seen any of the media attached to One Piece, so I don't have a concrete opinion about it.
Okay.
So as you'll slowly realize, I have not seen most pieces of media, of pop culture media in general.
Same, actually.
Likewise.
Like, you could name a movie franchise, and I probably haven't ever watched it.
Yeah, same.
Like with the Lord of the Rings Shire that got released this week, I haven't seen single footage of any of the Lord of the Rings movies, but I'm friends with a lot of people who like Lord of the Rings, friends with one particular builder who has a whole Lord of the Rings layout.
Impressive.
And so they did buy the Shire. They waited the 1.5 hours on the Lego website, which is broken as fuck, to buy it. And it's overpriced at $270. Isn't it 230 pounds?
I have no idea. I've not heard anything about this set.
So you haven't been keeping up with the hype? Because I have. I've been watching people reviewing it. I've been watching people making the hype videos, and there's more problems with it than what some people realize.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of the Lord of the Rings, so I've definitely not been keeping up with it.
yeah. I have-
Hello, Ruler.
Hey,
Oh,
Alexandria says Star Trek is what I'm waiting for. A lot of people were waiting for Lego Star Trek.
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
that's true.
The license was actually bought from Bluebricks. So Bluebricks had the license before, and they had a bunch of sets. But since Bluebricks is an alt brick company, they basically couldn't put minifigures in it, and they planned on making minifigure sized mocks or sized builds next, and that never happened because Lego bought out the license before that would happen.
Yeah, I know some people who bought. I know some people in the community who bought each other those Blue Weeks Star Trek set, and the people who got gifted those from people in Germany thought
Yeah.
they were good quality pound for pound. Which is, and I know other Blue Bricks enthusiasts who they actually convinced me one day to buy some stuff from Blue Bricks. And while you guys talk about something, I'm gonna try find an image
Yep.
from bluebricks.com.
What you working on over there? Never too old.
That was the Optimus Prime bust, but I majorly screwed up. So yeah, I had to take the whole bottom apart. But I'm actually playing with a transformer right now, and it's
Nice.
frustrating.
Yeah, because those who don't know, and never too old for Lego is really into Transformers.
Yep,
Yep.
I'd say I'm just a little bit though, not too much.
Yep.
Because you have a whole separate Transformers channel.
okay. Subway Dude asks who's getting Suki's Lego car from the Fast and Furious movies. I think I will because I have the the Dodge Charger and the Skyline, so I may as well complete the collection.
Same here.
I know a lot of people are hyped for Suki's car, and you know what? I'm going to be completely honest. When I saw the first pictures, I thought people were getting hyped because it was a Barbie car. But then turns out it was the Fast and Furious car, which means they're keeping up that tradition of making a Fast and Furious car every so often.
Yep.
Because we got a Dom's Dodge Charger, we got Paul Walker's I forget the character, I forget what character he played,
Conan O'Brien.
but rest in peace Paul Walker. They made his Skyline, and now they're making Suki's car.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that Suki was a character until people were talking about her car being a set.
Yep. She's from Too Fast, Too Furious, and that's it.
Yeah.
And also, good evening, Cabbage Face Bricks.
Cabbage Face.
General Tron is hyped for Suki's car. Yeah. Yeah, so if anyone did buy the Lord of the Rings Shire, let me know, because I'd also like to know if you had to wait 1.5 hours to get your purchase.
Hey, buy from us. You have to wait. That's all.
Okay, I'm curious to know, you guys. Have any of you ever had to wait in line or queue up for any product, not necessarily a Lego product?
Actually, never. I guess I was never fanboying enough about something to queue up.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
yeah,
I never queued for anything to wait for anything. Nope.
same.
The only
I
thing I
waited
can
years for pre-orders. Does that count?
Not really. 'Cause that's a pre-order.
yeah.
I think I think the most I ever did was just like kept hitting refresh on Ticketmaster to get tickets to when they get released to buy tickets. That's it. But that's not really waiting at the ticket line. That was more just here at home. Refresh, 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 refresh.
Well,
Only once did I make the mistake of buying my sets on release day to get a GWP when the clock just struck at midnight Eastern in North America. So I had to wait 10 minutes longer than what I should have.
Oh yeah.
okay. The only thing I can think of that I've ever queued for was grand openings of Lego retail stores, and I guess that's an example of getting a gift with purchase or a store exclusive.
Yeah, because there's going to be a new store opening 15-minute drive away from me, and I really hope they have like a printed tile or a printed minifigure for the store opening, because I've seen people posting pictures about grand opening exclusives, and I want to get in on that. So that's going to be the second Lego store in my state, which is pretty cool.
That's really
Nice.
cool. 15 minutes
Yeah.
away. That's
Excellent.
cool.
Yeah, the other one is a 40-minute drive away.
Yeah,
from
same.
me.
My two actually.
So I've got two. So I'll have two stores within an hour of me. Some people I know live 4 hours away from their store.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well.
So Britain says, I don't oilfield like to see the Fast and Furious cars in the same scale of Lamborghini Sian. That would be cool. Nope. And never queued up for Lego video games. Yes, midnight releases. Well, that brings me back to that news footage of people filming people lining up for Halo 2 in the mid 2000s. That was back before HD TV existed. Hello, Copper. Said, "Yep, that's me. 8-hour round trip to my closest Lego store." I wonder if anyone here lives more than 8 hours from their store.
Pretty close.
Mine are a half hour away, 40 minutes away. I have two in my city.
Yeah, same. Roughly 30, 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, you guys get timed out now. This is not fair. I'm sorry. You're not playing by the rules. You got to live at least 4.5 hours away.
No.
Well, it's many years ago. It used to be the case that I could get to my nearest Lego store with a roughly a 2-hour train journey. Because this was the time before there were any Lego stores in London, so the nearest one was technically Bluewater, and I could only get there at the weekends. Now, of course, I have access to 4.
Nice.
I used to have 10 years ago. I would have had to fly to another country to go to my local Lego store.
No way.
That's crazy.
Because we didn't have a Lego store franchise, like someone who orchestrated a master franchise agreement in our country, I think until 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So all the Lego stores in our country are operated by a master franchise agreement, which is why over the past 5 years they've expanded so rapidly.
Okay. How many Lego stores are there in your neck of the woods then?
I know there's one in Perth. There's one right now in my city. I think there's one in Brisbane, one on the Gold Coast. There's I think there's 3 in Melbourne, and I think there's 3 in Sydney. So I want to say there's 10 in our country.
Wow.
Right.
That's actually pretty decent, considering that some countries still don't have any Lego stores. So
Mm.
Yeah, I remember some of my Irish friends. They jumped up and down when they got 2 Lego stores in Dublin.
Hold on, 2 in Dublin.
yeah, we
Yeah.
also have. I think we have the Discovery Center. We have the flagship store, which is I think one of the biggest in Europe, and we have a secondary smaller store in a mall.
Nice.
Yeah, but
All
yeah,
these
because Germany has both your traditional Lego stores and a Legoland theme park and
Yep.
the Lego factory stores.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yes. That's correct.
And because
Nice.
of all that availability of Lego and different ways you can buy Lego, that's why Germany probably has more Bricklink sellers per capita, which is why almost all of my Bricklink orders come out of Germany because
That's funny. That's really funny, but that's true. Yeah.
Because orders from your country normally have the most reasonable prices in quantity.
Yeah.
And at quantity, because of the DHL shipping out of Germany, normally has the most affordable shipping for me.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta give my shout out to Germany for like 90% of my Bricklink orders.
That's cool. Yeah, what I figured is actually Bricklink sellers overall, for the most part, are incredibly, I guess, helpful and cool. Like most of them really do it for their passion and not necessarily for the money. That's kind of my experience with Bricklink sellers.
Yeah. I have a couple favorite Bricklink stores near me.
Do you
Quick and easy to get to.
wanna elaborate? Because we need stuff to talk about.
Give them a shout out.
Okay. One I just shopped from, I made an order from yesterday. It was called St. Albert Bricks. They're a pretty good couple. I chat with them all the time there. And I went to another store called the Brick Bin yesterday. It's an actual in-person store. It's like bricks and minifigs. And it's got like new sets sealed, old vintage sets sealed, sets spread out everywhere, and loose Lego in bins everywhere. Went to go look at a Rancor there yesterday, but I didn't buy it. It was a little expensive. So, yeah, but it was a good store. Bunch of other Bricklink stores.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, Subway Dude, is Lego had plans to build a factory in the US, not because of the tariffs, but because they were frustrated about the fake figs that were leaking out of the Mexico factory.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Mexico.
But yep, they are in Virginia.
Yeah, I thought the 5 of us for this show was good, because if we ever want to have, or if someone asks to come on as a guest, there's room for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you do ever want to reach out, be a guest on the Transocean stream, then reach out to any of us and we can try to facilitate something.
Yep.
And a lot of people were excited for this. I know at least a dozen people besides us on the panel that were excited.
So, Mr. Randucci, I don't know if you guys know who Randucci is. But
Nope.
Randucci is a small streamer as well from Brazil. Actually
Nice.
gifted 5 memberships today in my channel.
Oh
Because
wow!
I told him about brick therapy because he's having fun, but he needs a little guidance, right? So I said, well, all you gotta do is come in and you can meet all these people that will gladly help you. But he's a real good dude.
Excellent, man. Shout out to Mr. Randucci.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we're all here to support each other, and who knows, maybe one day, once we get good enough at this, we can pull in 24 people per stream. That's a pipe dream right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
all I know is this: if we are going to be the 5 main people, all I know is this: if we have a guest on, we seriously have to, and I mean have to, call it the chopping block.
Yes.
The chopping block.
Yeah. So
Now on
whenever
the chopping
we-
block.
yeah, yeah. So that yeah, because I know that some streams and podcasts, they have special segments when they get guests on. Someone will have to write that down so that we remember,
Yeah.
because we're going to bring all of our different ideas to this stream series. Yeah. Everyone is awesome. Everyone is cool when we're part of a team.
Yep.
Oh, the cat agreed. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, my cat just ate her breakfast.
My cat's
Well, she
relaxing
totally
upstairs.
agreed.
Okay. We briefly talked about sets. Are there any particular parts we're excited about?
Well, some of you might not know, but I'm pretty much the #1 fanboy of the 1x6x5 wall panel. If I could marry a Lego piece, it would be that.
To be honest, that panel is actually a really cool piece, because you can use it for like all sorts of backdrops, and since it has this kind of indent on one side, you can use it to add texture or build containers, like all sorts of things. You can do so much with this piece.
Oh yeah.
Really cool piece.
Oh
Because
yeah.
the first time I ever came across that panel was with the 2006 Lego City Hospital, and then the second time I ever came across it was in a container build for that green container crane that was made to complement the Lego City Harbour, also from 2006.
Nice.
And I'll
There
get up.
is
Yeah.
Yeah.
entrance
Yeah.
clear in this case.
Yeah, I remember going to the Lego store and buying a whole peb cup for those. Hopefully they bring those back. Now that we switch from cups to boxes, I'm gonna go and get shared images of some of this stuff while you guys are talking.
Yep.
Well, I've if you haven't seen my latest video for the Stratford store on Pabcrawler, it has the 1x6x5. I call them corrugated panels in red.
Oh yes, yeah. Then
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I have a bunch of those. I have some of them in black as well. I don't think I've ever used them in a build, but they're going to come in really handy.
Nice. How's your book coming there, Karsten?
It's going all right. I made a very large error many months ago when I started building this. The inner structure is incredibly hard to put together again once you took a side wall off. So I'm just trying to replace a bunch of normal plates with tiles or plates modified so that the side is much smoother like this.
Nice.
compared to having all these that are detached and replaced, essentially, all the normal plates, so
Yeah.
that we have an actual ship sidewall with
Nice.
with like rivets, I think it's called, or ribbons,
Yep,
or
yep,
ribbons,
yep.
something like this, instead of having the whole thing just a plate. And I ordered like 20 or so of these 4x6, and now I have enough pieces to basically make the whole side look like an actual ship.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm getting my images to bring up, and I got the two right now. So let me go and present my screen so I can show you all what I'm talking about. So yeah, so this is the hospital.
Okay, cool.
If anyone remembers this is from 2006. I either got this for a Christmas or birthday present, but this actually doesn't have the paneled version. It has the solid brick version. So you see at the base there, without the windows on the sides,
Mm-hmm.
those are the solid non
Oh yeah,
non-panel.
there's a 1x6x5 brick
Yeah.
that has been used in the early 2000s, also in Harry Potter a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they were used in both grey and tan.
Yeah.
With the Harry Potter sets, they were
Exactly.
used in white here. Lego kind of got away from the brick version of those and switched to the panel version of those because they were more versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the hospital, and then this is the container crane. So I get this ad out of the way. This is the container crane.
Ooh, nice.
So it included them in dark bluish grey and red.
Yeah.
And I believe this was the first time I was ever exposed to the Octane branding, and the first time I was exposed to that Lego cargo logo they brought out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are those stickers or prints on the side of the panel?
They are
stickers.
stickers.
Yeah, they look like
Okay.
stickers.
I can,
And this is from the era of stickers that wore out really easily, like not just peel apart, but
Mhm.
also sometimes crumbled.
Ooh.
Oof.
glad I missed that one.
But I remember my grandma gifted me this set when she came over once.
I like that green.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because this isn't just your standard mobile crane that you see on the road. This is a stacking crane that you see at harbors. And I thought it was really cool how they had that hook and loop piece you could attach to the top of the container.
Oh yeah.
So these were the 6x10 containers. In various sets, they also made 6x12 containers. Like with the Lego container on the 2010 cargo train, I think that was 6x12. Yeah. So that's some of the stuff that I grew up with. Hello, Johnny G. It was a nice crane, and they used some of those classic space pieces to get the helicopter pad on there, and they don't make that windscreen piece anymore. So also, you were talking about Blue Bricks. This is something from Blue Bricks I want to buy. It's the big ugly rock pieces.
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
the 40 pack
Ah,
of the big ugly rock pieces.
Yeah. Nice.
I
Yeah.
just imagine that 40, and it's not even only the big ugly rock pieces. It's also the medium ugly rock pieces and the tiny or little ugly rock pieces.
Yeah, because you get you see, there's such a divide about the sizing. So I just to make it simple, I go by from that list on the left side of the screen, the corner ugly rock pieces, the rectangle ugly rock piece, and the triangle ugly rock piece. I think it'd be better if they went via the shaping rather than the size.
Yeah, that's true. They're very similarly sized. I could see them even using similar amounts of plastic to make them.
Because one's clearly a corner, one's clearly a rectangle, and one's clearly a triangle.
Yep.
Yeah, so it looks like you got 10 of the triangles, 15 of the corners, and 15 of the rectangles. And it costs slightly less than 30 euros. And I'm gonna buy a 200 Australian dollar order.
Oh,
Wow.
Probably
Sheesh.
one day.
But that's actually a really good deal. It totally makes sense. If you do the math on Bricklink, a little ugly rock pieces, I think at least 75 cents to $1.50, depending on the condition. And then it's also hard to get bulk most of the time.
Yeah.
So if you do the math, you end up, if you buy this from Lego, you end up, or like not from Lego, but from Bricklink, with original Lego, you end up probably at around 50 to $70 or something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I've heard people talking about, the quality of blue bricks is good enough. So that's why I'm prepared to invest that kind of money when I get around to working on my cliff mountain.
Oh, for sure. I actually have 4 blue brick sets, I think.
Yeah, so that's on the agenda
Nice.
sometime soon. And also, Johnny, you missed you missed Paradisa earlier. I think Zisu's lurking right now. But what you said about the blue bricks being cheaper than what the Bricklink sellers are selling Lego pieces for, that's a fact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mayo with the facts. Thanks for that, Mayo.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, it's almost unexpected as this. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know who is the purist here and who's not, but I'm definitely not a purist, which is why I'm thinking about investing that kind of money.
Oh, that's fair.
Well,
I would say I'm not anymore.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm-
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't see very much point in being a purist anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe when I initially got into the hobby, but especially since I now incorporate 3D printing and I've been introduced to third-party parts producers, I'm going to call them. And particularly considering the prices now for Lego parts and sets, I don't think there's any real point in just sticking with Lego brand products now.
I agree.
Yeah, because the price
Corruption.
is a big factor for a lot of people right now. And you could use burps as a replacement for raised base plates, because there are some people who are firmly against raised base plates. Other people, it's difficult them to find a raised base plate, so they do what you're saying, Johnny. They take all their burps and they combine it with other stuff to make their own custom version of a raised base plate.
Hello, it's me, mayohosko, and what you are looking at right now is my mock of a Lego castle.
Piece that perhaps you're interested in incorporating into a build, just because it gives a little bit of a challenge. Like for me, for example, if I'm interested in incorporating it into a build, it's like, okay, this is a very large pre-molded piece. How can I make this look good and integrate this and pay homage to maybe an original set even that this was in? So it's more of a challenge and more of a how can I make this piece work than nowadays a really good piece to actually use. So yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've always liked raised base plates, probably because I started out with that 2006 hospital, and then I saw people that were doing reviews of castles that were on raised base plates, and so when someone was selling that raised base plate at a Lego convention, and it was probably $10 cheaper than most other sellers at the time because the dude had drilled holes into it. I was like, shut up and take my money. So that base plate that you saw in that cutaway, that has holes in it.
Oh,
okay. Well, you were still able to use it. That's the main thing.
Yes, because I used it in a way in my previous design of the castle. I need to rebuild it where you couldn't see the holes in the studs. And
yeah. I thought about, drilling holes in my Lego to install light kits in years and years ago. Like, this one has a light kit in it, but the batteries are dead. But then I was just like, no, I can't. I can't drill holes in my Lego. I can't do it.
No, same. I'm a little bit too. Yeah.
If they already come with pre-holes in them, sure. But I'm not drilling holes in.
Well, I'd say that Technic bricks are pretty good for putting LEDs in.
Oh yeah, this one's all Technic, so it's perfect.
Yeah, they fit really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think drilling Lego parts is a step too far for me. Although I have cut some base plates before.
I've cut base plates too.
I once upon a time for an old layout, I cut 2 studs off of a 16x32 plate. I think I know where that 2 stud section is if I ever want to glue it back together. But I kind of regret doing that now because I moved house.
Oh, so was that to fit the base plates into particular spots?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will. Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a Facebook seller a while ago that sold off a bunch of their used base plates, and I bought like 13 of the 10 base plates and 4 of the grey base plates. I'm talking about the dark grey, not the light bluish grey base plates, for less than $100 because they were used.
Nice.
So I was
That's
like,
nice.
shut up. So I was like, when my mum let me know they were selling them off for that cheap, I gave my mum a wad of cash and told her to shut up, her to shut up and take my money.
In regards to base plates, I think with base plates it's actually the same. I've noticed that you can get base plates for very, very cheap, $3, $4, something like this, if you buy them from alt brands instead of 7, 8, 9, 10, however much they cost with Lego usually. So
That's true.
I've been really thinking about getting some additional base plates from alt brands, and I will probably at some point. just because they're so much cheaper. One
Yeah.
thing I found though is 16 by 16 plates are really hard to get for a really good deal with other brands. They're quite similar actually per plate.
Yeah, I think it's because it's an uncommon size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can attest to base plates from other brands. So I actually had an order from AliExpress come in a couple of days ago. I bought a 32 by 64 base plate. And
Ooh.
Nice.
that was about I want to say $4 or $5.
Damn.
And then quite some time ago, I also bought some transparent 32 by 32 base plates. They were
Oof.
quite a bit more expensive, but I think they were worth it.
I was just gonna say, aren't the transparent like an original Lego one or from an alt brand?
These ones I bought were alt brands.
Because
don't
Lego
recall.
does have transparent plates, but they are internally from their own designers. So
Yes,
if you ever come across one of these, it's like probably some kind of Lego designer sat on this and designed something because they have them only internally. They're not selling them.
well, they're going to be bloody expensive if you.
Yeah,
if you see
exactly.
them.
Actually, there was a set from the 2000s that I'll share it in a moment. That had a trans clear 16 by 16 plate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
When I'm done gaming,
Oh, yeah.
I'll share that on the screen. So you'll hear a lot on these streams. I'll be talking sparsely when I'm gaming.
I
Okay.
still have a couple old base plates from an old Mega Block set. It was like a Men in Black sort of deal, like guys in suits, and it was like a warehouse. I still have most of the parts for it in the Mega bin, but I'd have to sort it out. But it was an interesting, and the base plates aren't like completely covered in studs. There's like studs here and there, and then it's like like smooth areas in other places, and you have to apply stickers to the base plate for like hazard areas.
Okay.
Also, hello Ben. Good to see you here.
Hello, Ben.
Hey Ben.
Yeah. So 24, do you have anything to say about any of this?
I'm just listening.
Or is all of this just going over your head because you're new to the hobby?
Of course it is. You know it is. I'm just listening. Listen, when there's something that a smart ass needs to say, I will chime up immediately. I promise.
All right. Speaking of lucrative parts, I remember when I got into the hobby after coming out of my dark age, and I discovered, the site that people buy parts from. I went crazy buying a bunch of bits that I didn't know existed in all these random colors. Did you guys have the same experience? And
Yes.
So,
Yes.
which parts did you go nuts over?
I think the better question would be which parts didn't you go?
Oh boy!
I just find it funny that you guys call them bits.
Actually, Lego themselves calls it bits and pieces, or like bits and bricks, and like they have some kind of like. Yeah, exactly.
I know it's just foreign to me though, because I just call them pieces.
Yeah, for me too, most of the time.
Bits to me sounds like don't touch your bits.
Well, once upon a time, Pab Online was called Bricks and Pieces, but then, and they also once upon a time had both a Pab Online and a Bricks and Pieces Online. It was really confusing, so they combined the two under the banner of Pick and Build.
I think it's called Bricks and Pieces now. It's
called Pick a Brick under pick and build. They keep on changing their website.
Yeah,
Like how they recently changed insiders points to loyalty points.
Oh yes, I've noticed that too. It's I think it's the third change they made.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes with everything that's going on. But yeah, when I got into the hobby again, one of the pieces I brought, and I think I explained this to somebody before, were those rock pieces. I think those 5-point rock pieces. They had them in neon, trans neon green, I believe, and they had some chrome ones as well. So whenever I saw them on sale, I would get them. Never did anything with them, but I just like collecting them.
Nice.
Yeah, so I found the set that had that 16 by 16 trans clear base plate. It's this.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Mosaic.
Because someone gifted it to my sister in 2007 when she was 4.
Nice.
Nice.
And you were like, oh, she's 4. She doesn't need that.
Well, because we were both into Lego, we both played with it. She also got one of she also got one of the pink brick buckets. She bought some of the Lego friend sets and then realized, yeah, Lego isn't for her. So she actually just gave me she just gave me her collection once she wanted to get rid of the assets. Because I think it was when she went to high school, maybe, or maybe it was when I went to high school. She was like, I'm not interested in this anymore. Do you want it? And I was like, yeah, I'll take it off. I'll take it off. But my inner dialogue was like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this since you started collecting this shit. Yeah.
Okay. What happened to the base plates? Do you know?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this base plate is exclusive to this set. So I'm gonna go find the Bricklink price, but on Brickset, this set is set 6162, Building Fun with Lego. It was under the creator theme. I think it was in the sub theme of the designer sets in Creator. It came out in 2007, had 286 pieces, and back then cost $10 US. So it's a pretty interesting set, something that not a lot of people know about. I'm going to go find the Bricklink price for that piece, so we can see how much it's selling for now, because I know it has a ridiculous price. Let me go to Bricklink. Part 3867. Well, I want it under trans clear. Let me share the screen.
Yep.
So it was made. So the actual piece was made from 1978 to 2014.
Oh wow!
And so used right now, the average price for it is more than what a 32 by 32 base plate cost in my country. And that's just in used condition. The average price is almost double in new condition, almost double the value of what a 48 by 48 light bluish grey base plate cost in my country in new condition. and compared to the last 6 months sales, it's actually gone up in price.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, so whether it's new or used, it's got a crazy price.
I'm a little bit curious as to what condition the cheapest used version is in.
As with
Yeah.
most expensive pieces, probably pretty high.
Hello, Dusty Bricks. Says you Aussies all up early. Yeah, well, I will, in order to facilitate the time zones of Carsten Bricks in Germany, I woke up at 4:10 a.m. for this 4:30 a.m. stream.
I
So
appreciate
for Dusty, so for Dusty and Johnny, this stream starts at 5 a.m. Let's go back into the chat. Some people were saying some stuff after we talked about the burbs. Yeah, so Britain says I'm a purist purely for the fact that I cannot afford other Lego sets and Lego parts, and also I cannot afford more storage or display space. I still don't have any raised base plates. I'm glad I own two. Alexandria says, did you consider lighting your castle since it already had holes? I don't think I'm ever going to invest in Lego light kits. I think I'd prefer to use that money to buy more parts. General says, yeah, I have very little, nothing nice to say when I see cut, drilled, bent, painted, retired parts. So I just keep my comments about such to myself. If it's a still in production part, it doesn't hurt my eyes as much. I do try to keep respectable with peeps. Yeah, corrected himself. What's some other people saying? Because I only try to read the stuff that's relevant. Yeah. Pick and build of the pick a brick roll. It is exclusive. Well, I don't want to dox my sister's name.
Don't do that.
I'm not sure if there's even a trans light blue element or a color of that element. Let me look. So when I say let me look, that's code for someone else can start talking about something.
But I don't want to.
Oh. Well, I did some research myself. I looked on the other sites, and there are actually 3 sets that have that trans clear base plates.
Oh, so it's not exclusive.
Nice.
Yeah, there's 2 mosaic sets, and there's a game pack, a 9-in-1 game pack.
Oh wow.
But yeah, as expected, I also had a look at the items that are for sale, and the least expensive version of the base plates is in pretty bad condition.
Ooh.
Yep.
As one would expect.
To exaggerate a bit, the description is usually for something like this: all 4 corners broken off, 3 studs missing, but overall in good shape. $32. That's the typical Bricklink listing for an expensive piece that is in horrible condition.
Yeah, so that 16 by 16 base plate doesn't come in trans light blue. What is tomorrow like? Dark. It's not dawn yet.
So Johnny G asks, is painting Lego cool?
I've painted some Lego pieces on my custom X-Wing because they didn't come in the color I wanted. So
I've painted hair pieces in the past.
Yeah. I haven't painted as far as I remember, but I have used Sharpies.
I've used watercolor. I needed 30 layers or so to make it stick, but I was a small kid, so that's okay.
I used model car paint.
Car paints?
Model cars.
Oh, model cars, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you used enamel paints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so since I'm not a purist, I'm actually thinking about painting some of my generic black and brown hair pieces red, like what you used to see in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Reds. I think I remember seeing a contemporary red hairstyle when I was at the store today. But generally, there tend to be more realistic colors, I guess.
Yeah, I wish. I think the red hair pieces was one of the pieces from the Color Purge of 2003.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if anyone else knows what the Great Color Purge of 2003 is, then you get a cookie.
I know.
Me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So would you care to explain then?
Yeah, so basically in 2004, Lego decided, okay, we kind of stopped making money, we're losing money, and we're close to bankruptcy. And so what they had to do basically is remove a boatload of colors, remove a boatload of molds, because they made these huge plastic molds back then for like super proprietary pieces and stuff like that. And with that, they removed about, I don't know, maybe 20, 30, 40 colors, including sand red, sand purple, certain greens, certain blues, and stuff like that. And in the end, they came up with a more straightforward and more, I guess, linear line of pieces and colors, which was easier to produce, cheaper to produce, and made them profitable again with some good sets.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I don't miss the old light or dark grey.
I think now that AFOLs have gotten adjusted, and I'm talking about AFOLs who are from Gen X or are boomers, now that they got adjusted to the change, I think they're at the point where they like that the bluish colors don't fade as much.
Yeah.
Yes, Zelda, Johnny G is awake, and since you're here at the same time,
Paradisa, sun is shining all day.
I actually quite like that theme, to be absolutely honest.
I remember when Briggsar reviewed every set from that theme back in 2013. Because there's only 18 sets. He also reviewed every SpongeBob set ever, every M-Tron set ever.
Wow.
And I believe he's now, as of last year, reviewed every Fabuland set ever.
Mm.
Ben says, I want an old light grey amnesty program. Send in your LG for exchange of LBG. I know that a lot of classic space builders, they try to get as much of the old light grey as possible. And I think there are some people in some lugs who specialize in classic space that have organized trading events where you trade in light bluish, where you trade in light grey, and they give you light bluish grey at a 1.5 ratio, because they're that desperate for the older color, because the older color is slightly
Nice.
more expensive. And
Yeah.
also the castle builders do the same thing. Sometimes they want to get their hands on the older color.
I have to bear that in mind, because I try to get rid of old grey parts myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, because Lego has a history of changing their colors. Because back in the Great Color Purge, they also put the red in their browns, and I want to say that putting the red in their brown was what made it more fragile.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if anyone's ever bought sealed sets from right about the time that the Cafe Corner came out to rumored when the Lego Movie 2 came out, dark red
Mhm.
and reddish brown pieces break really easily.
I think
Yeah.
2019 was when they started fixing it. 2019.
That's
Wow.
when Lego said they started fixing it. They said that they actually started fixing it right around the time of the Lego Movie, but the jury's out on
Yeah.
that.
I'm just hoping that this effect isn't really present on the 21322 Pirates of the Barracuda Bay, because that would suck, because that's exactly on the verge of, like, it came out in 2020, but maybe production started in 2019, and maybe perhaps this issue wasn't quite fixed with the pieces used for that. So I'm just hoping they already fixed it for that set, so I don't have to buy it again in the future.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, a Briggsar is like a god on my channel.
And I'm the terrible person. Well, that came out wrong. There's a clip somebody can use.
Yeah, because I like vintage Lego for a couple YouTubers. One's Brixar, and two is Matt Simmons. I'm gonna go find something.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm just doing editing here for my second channel.
No worries.
Okay.
Finally editing the bench I built last year.
Nice.
Yes.
So I'm just going down the rabbit hole of looking at base plates and some plates in transparent colors.
Nice. How you doing over there, Never Too Old?
Awesome. Just listening to you guys being like, what? Huh? Sure. Okay. Whatever you say. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited for the next mystery build.
Nice.
Well, you've made them really difficult as of late, so I will say.
Well, they're gonna get harder because you guys are just too damn good. Okay? The last two were like, they're not gonna get it for at least another couple streams. First stream. Nope, you can't have that.
Yeah, so this is
I
the
want to play
Matt
by them
Simmons.
rules.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the Matt Simmons channel. They've got subscribers to be monetized, but they don't have the watch time hours, so they need your support.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So they've been doing stuff on and off again for 18 years.
Wow.
This was
Wow.
their first video. I'm gonna skim through. Yeah. So really grainy footage, but let me try find a better view. That was their original town in 2007. There's a lot of vintage stuff.
Oh,
And there
yeah.
you see the Generation 1 road base plates.
Yep.
And if I scroll through here, there's 1978 police station.
Damn.
And the set I own, the 1985 airport.
Nice.
Those
The
planes
train-
bring back memories.
Yeah, so I own that yellow airport, and I also own that aeroplane in the front there, the Transair cargo from 1990.
Nice.
Mm.
There's the 81 fire station. I think that's the 83 hamburger stand. I think that's the 82 post office. I think that's the 81 repair shop. There's some houses, various houses from the 80s. Some of them are mocks. And you might recognize some of these vehicles from various years.
Nice.
Do you remember that private jet set that came out a while ago, and it had different stickers for different airlines.
Yes, they used to do that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that set was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I've always wanted to make a hotel similar to the one that they made, because eventually I'm going to have a beachside hotel.
Mm.
Nice.
And look at that, there's the cypress tree.
Oh boy. Oh
After
wow.
after this, after I skim through 5-minute increments of this video, I'll go to see the current value of the cypress tree.
Damn, I wish I had an example. I used to have one, but I had attempted to recreate the cypress tree as a 3D printed model.
Nice.
And there's the eight prong antenna with all the spokes attached.
Nice.
And that's the 1982 freighter boat, which I bought at a convention.
Oh, cool.
Once upon a time, this was my oldest set.
Not no more.
So this was from '82, but after Bricktastic, I have a matchbox of macaroni from '61. Yeah, so that was that. I'll stop sharing and restream and reshare. But let me go and look at some more.
How's the boat coming along, Kirsten?
Pretty good. I think I have it together now with the kind of updated panels on the side, and now I can continue with the side. Should I integrate some more cannons? I only have 2 or so far. That's probably not enough for a warship.
No
Yeah.
way.
Hold on, I'll turn it around.
Well, you could probably use some cannons on the back of the boat, too, once you get that.
Oh yeah,
built.
yeah.
Yeah, well, the front looks really good.
Thanks. The design for this one is pretty crazy, actually. There's like, hold on, maybe I can take it off. It's basically like inverted. It has like brick modifieds.
Oh,
And
nice.
there's like bar pieces here, and I inverted with the bar tiles, the plates with the holes, and the whole plate with the holes stick into the bars, and they attach to the brick modifieds, which I attached to the sides, which attach basically everything surrounding it.
Nice.
So, kind of wacky design, but I made it work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the cypress tree. Current the prices have actually gone down. Well, actually, they went down from what they were a couple years ago, but since the last 6 months, they've gone up in value again. So the used value of a cypress tree right now, for me, is $34. So put that into your own currency.
$34.
And right now, a new one is $53
for a pre-molded tree from the 80s or 90s.
Yep.
So
That's crazy.
So put that into your own currency.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I have seen somebody who had a display that contained quite a few of those cypress trees. Needless to say, it was expensive for them.
Do you guys know these 4+ sets with the floating boat hull piece?
Yes.
Like there was like a pirate line, I believe, and stuff like that. And so essentially, I was thinking about getting one of these boat hulls because they're so large and have such a nice shape, and kind of make a super detailed mock out of them because I always wanted them as a kid and never had them. And I think similar to the what is it called? 7.3 cypress trees. Now somebody do the
That's
laugh
a good
out
one,
loud.
Zizu. That's a
And
good one.
and remember, that's my currency, not your currency, so it's less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So back to the share screen. I want to share this really really quickly, because this is probably the funniest thing that they've ever done on their channel. It was a slip of the tongue, and I got to unmute this.
This is the hotel at just off Calaveras Beach.
Right?
Did you catch that?
Yep.
No.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Let me replay that for you.
This is the hotel at just off Calaveras Beach.
I
It's
still
the
didn't
bitch
get it.
beach.
I'm a little bit slow today. Sorry.
He said bitch instead of beach.
Ah.
And apparently bitch is not a bad word because it means female dog.
Yes.
That is true.
It's all context.
Exactly.
Yep.
Wow, they uploaded the thumbnail for this. Yeah, so this was the second generation of their town. They put it on a table. They lifted it off the floor.
Nice.
Mm.
To be fair, considering the time that this was built in, I think those are actually pretty decent builds.
Yeah,
With the pieces that were available.
because this was 2009, and the fifth generation road base plates were only 4 years old. Because there's the 2006 Creator 3-1 in one beach house there.
Yeah.
Sorry, G.
It's 2001 bitch house.
I'm pretty sure that stuff
Where all your
Yeah.
where all your favorite stars go after they finish their reality shit.
I'm pretty sure that stuff mock was a rebuild of the motorbike shop from 1984.
Nice.
That's a slight modification of the 1983 Shell service station right there. So they made a lot of mocks in the style of vintage Lego, which is what I try to do with my mocks.
Nice.
So there's the 2009 horse float right there, and the 2006 ambulance.
So I think it's quite interesting that the scale for buildings and vehicles has changed, but the minifigure hasn't.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So now you essentially got vehicles that are twice as wide as they used to be.
Like
Yeah.
I'm still convinced the correct minifigure to vehicle size or to car size is 7 studs essentially.
I think that's too much.
So, like 6 looks really good, I think, as well. And 7 is pretty much perfect, and 8 is too wide. Like 8 is race car / truck type of width.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I'd say 7 studs wide is enough to have too many figures
exactly, yeah.
sat together.
Plus door, plus everything.
Yeah.
So you don't like the carpool?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with carpooling. But I was looking at the Formula One cars at the Lego store today, and they just looked humorously big.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I think the major issue is actually the wheel size. Like I would be okay with the 8 stud wide cars, but like the wheel size is ridiculous. So like this right here is pretty much minifigure size wheels, but most wheels are like this.
Yeah.
Which is just so off scale.
Yeah, so this is what it looked like in 2 years later in 2011. There's the pizza shop right there. from the
Nice.
6 corner set.
You know, I always keep thinking the same thing. You guys don't know how lucky you are that you guys just play with Lego. Build Lego. You have no idea. And I'm about to show you.
Ooh.
So, hopefully you guys will be able to see this. If not, oh
Well,
well.
save it until after we're done sharing this screen.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
They moved house after this Lego Town update.
Oh yeah.
And that's where they bought the Victory Lap Raceway. And I bought the Victory Lap Raceway because they made a video about it. This is actually a modification of the 1981 hospital.
All right. So, can you see that?
Yes.
Yep.
That looks huge.
That's my hand.
Oh my goodness.
So, this is an 88-pound transformer.
Yeah.
And right now, it's still in pieces. This is just the arm, and it's as big as
Oh
my arm.
my goodness.
Jeez.
And yeah. So tell me I'm not absolutely crazy when I think this. 3 out of the 4 boxes were shipped by sea. 1 of the boxes was shipped by plane.
Okay.
The box that was shipped by plane should have been here in days, right? No matter where it was in the world.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So how did I get the one shipped by sea before I got the one shipped by plane when it was shipped the same damn day?
I don't know.
Customs, perhaps.
Yeah, well, Trump, release my stuff.
So are you building the whole thing?
Yeah. It's I don't know if you guys remember Metroplex from Transformers, the Robot City. That's what I'm building. That's what it's going to be.
And it's 88 pounds.
88 pounds.
That's almost as much as I weigh.
Well, not all of us could have a metabolism as like a mouse, you know, but this is one of his guns. Man, I
Nice.
wish I could have more room to show you guys, but it's literally like that's the handle.
Wow.
It's literally human size.
My goodness.
May was booted.
Yeah,
he lost his charge.
Okay.
He'll be back. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I have to deal with. You know.
Sounds like you're planning for the apocalypse and you're just trying to train a transformer for you.
Actually, I bought this guy because I know he's gonna go. He'll be worth about $10,000 in about 5 years, and then so on and so forth and more.
Crazy.
But like, look, then I have to go to this scale. Like, I have so many different scales that I have to deal with. At least with Lego, you got these and micro bricks. You don't have to deal with massive jumbo bricks and stuff like that, right? Like, you just got the 2 basic ones, and the majority one is normal bricks. I have to keep on going from that, over and over and over again, man.
But don't forget, there are these huge Lego sets now, especially if you're a Star Wars fan.
Well, I got one. Kind of got one. I would say that one's a huge set.
Okay, that one was big. If I'm thinking about the one you...
Yeah. The Macross one, that was pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah,
In regards to the large Star Wars sets again, people are saying like, okay, well, back in the day, Lego was also super expensive, adjusted for inflation and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, but if you look at what the competition has to offer and how cheap they do it nowadays and how amazing the print quality and everything is, it kind of is not the same anymore as back then when Lego had the highest quality and was expensive. But now it's just expensive and doesn't have the highest quality anymore. The standard is set by other brands.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Gets me all the time.
I mean, I come from an era where the most expensive Lego set was a train set.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was my time, and now people are paying at least 5 times as much for a set based on an IP.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that argument holds water.
Also, maybe quick shout out in the chat. Sorry to interrupt you. If you haven't liked the stream or subbed to all of us, then please do that.
Exactly. What are you guys doing, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah, and like 1,000%. I only need 9 more people. There's 9 people in here. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Hit that subscribe. Let's get it over and done with.
Yeah, so the links for everyone's channels and social media is in the description.
See, Mail did all the work for you.
So go check out all of them in the description. And for all of you guys joking about me sleeping, this was not me.
Tone.
Oh, 2 people already subbed to me. I'm up to 68 already. So thank you very much.
See, that's proof that they do, Dusty.
Yeah.
Then you should go into the description.
So a while back, I bought a bulk of vintage Lego sets, like that vintage farm tractor, from a coworker, like from the 70s, and it also had in all that bulk Lego these very old, very vintage minifigures.
Oh,
that's cool.
Whenever someone shows vintage, we're gonna put it on solo. Yes,
like a good quality too.
Jordan, the closest thing that comes to these figures are the micro figures, I think they were called.
Yeah.
This is, I think, Harry Potter of the Harry Potter tabletop game. But I actually, these are the only ones that have like a grayish color scheme and look like they have uniforms on. So I gave them this round tile on top to make them basically sailors.
Yes, those are the stage extra figs from the mid-70s.
Yeah, they're really cool actually.
Something like these. This is a 3D printed version.
Ooh.
Nice. They are armless. Yep, they are.
And with the bottom you printed on there, they look very much like they could fit into a tabletop game. They look really cool.
Yeah. Purely unintentional, of course.
Well, if you want to see that, Johnny, I can do it. I can do it for you. Just let me find it.
Oh dear. Well, you're not really a celebrity unless you've been banned from somewhere, I guess.
But it was a mistake. Just let me find it.
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna try and say this again. Mayohosko for commenting on Jabbo channels. I love crazy things. Where did you get that name from? And do you know the story behind that name, Jabbo?
I do. So I'll try to be real quick. One of the things in live streams is people used to impersonate other people, and it was very easy. You could click on their icon and you could figure out who it is. Well, somebody impersonated Mayo and went through and used a bunch of profanity on a lot of comments, and I blocked them. And I blocked all of Mayo's channels, and it wasn't him. And so he had created this other channel, because when I put him back and got his and found out who the real one was, we could, even though he was not blocked, he couldn't comment on my channel, and we went back and forth trying to figure out what was wrong, and so he just created another channel so he could comment. mean, he could comment, but I couldn't reply to him.
Mm.
His comment would show up, but I couldn't heart his comment or reply to it. So I was like, he can shorten that channel name, by the way. You don't have to have it that way.
Yeah, so just very quickly, I'll skim back through this because there's not a lot to go, but it's just an awesome looking city, and this is what
Nice.
inspired me with my city. Oh, that's almost flipping the bird right there.
Almost.
Oh.
And you see red hair on that figure with the
Oh yeah,
striped
yeah.
shirt. And also the white hair too.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I recently realized that I don't have a lot of white hair pieces. I need a lot.
And that was the video.
Nice. I one time got banned from a company going on a job site.
Mm.
They didn't like my footwear, so they banned me.
Oh my goodness.
What was the footwear?
Well, you're supposed to have steel toe boots on there. I had steel toe warehouse shoes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something like these barefoot spread.
No. The type of steel toe boots they wanted were like incredibly expensive, like over 300 Canadian dollars.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I could only afford what I could afford. So what I could afford was $80 steel toe warehouse shoes. So that's what I got, and they worked out for everyone else except for this one company because they wanted 6-inch ankle support, and mine did not have that.
It seems rather extreme to ban you for that, though.
Oh, they did. They're all about safety there.
My goodness.
Yes, I think it's pretty cool that we got a dozen viewers watching right now. Hooray!
Nice.
Nice.
I think we hit a peak of 16, and we've been
Yeah.
hovering between 8 to 13 for the majority of the stream. So I think we got something good going here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because we're about to end the stream. We're going to try and make this a 2-hour show because we don't want people staying up all night to watch this.
Yes, I do.
But while we do all these streams, we'll incorporate all of our ideas. So I've brought some of my ideas. I'm sure other people have their own ideas too.
No, I think it was actually a pretty well organized stream, and we had all sorts of different topics and things we could do. And see, I got to build a little bit. You got to show a little bit of Lego history and discuss a bit. I think this is a really good concept. Thank you for organizing.
Yeah, thank you very much for
thank you.
having me.
Yeah, and when I'm done gaming, I want to talk about a certain graphic that 2-4 made.
Uh-oh.
What do I do now? Did one of those ones that weren't supposed to get out? But yeah, so me and Silent have been talking about a little project, and I don't know if you got the pieces there, but I think it's a pretty good concept. Basically, it's a Lego stand for a minifigure that you can mount on a wall on the side of like your display or anything like that, and you can also it's got a hole so you can put a Christmas ornament like hanger on there, put on your tree, or a magnet to put it on your fridge. But it's just a little holder for your minifigure guy as a display. So like if you have a cabinet full of Lego stuff and these characters are supposed to be randomly placed everywhere, but there's no room, you can now stick it to one of the walls.
Yes, this is this is an early prototype of said bits. You can use it to, as Never Too Old said, you can use it to mount your minifigures on a wall, on a vertical surface. And I've been developing this along with him, and I think we pretty much got the design down. But I'm going to look to produce a few of these and see how well they sell at the next event I go to. We may get into actually producing these professionally as well.
Nice.
Go.
So yeah, like I've been researching a lot of stuff on how to use recycled plastics and the machines that you need, like the shredder and the extruder. And I come from a city where there's like over 100 factories with CNC machines competing for molds. So I get really good deals on molds where somewhere in the United States you pay $40,000 for a mold. I'd probably only pay about $5,000. So
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Silent, can I ask you a question? I think with your 3D printing ideas in general, I think it would really make sense to set up like a simple website essentially for you, and just kind of like continue building on like different molds and different ideas. I think you really have a niche there that you could really cater with your custom 3D printed pieces in regards to Lego. I think you can do quite a lot there, and then you would have like one place that caters or like basically provides all these things in one place, so to speak.
All right, that's definitely something I will look into. That's that could tie in very nicely with my my efforts for this year, which is to promote myself a heck of a lot more than I have been.
And you can even, this is the thing, you can even use that website as kind of like a business card essentially. And if somebody wants to order something or wants it directly shipped to your house, or you don't have it with you at a convention, you have a place or you have something to give them with a QR code or something, and they can immediately look it up and have a large and nice overview of what they're looking for. And maybe they discover even some additional products there.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome idea. Thank you.
Well, with what we were doing with that stuff, I came up with the idea of turning it into a clock, so that we have things to show people, like hanging on the tree or in displays and stuff like that. But I think a clock would be really cool, right? Like, who doesn't want a custom clock of your own minifigures that you can build on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a very frivolous question about that. Would all the minifigures be upright, or would you have them rotated?
Well, because it's got the hole already, right? Or the tape, you just stick them on in the right way you want them to. Or if you want to stick them upside down, why not? It's your clock. You do what you want, right?
Right.
You could even do something like time-related minifigures. So the one at noon, for example, has like sunglasses and stuff like that out.
Well, yeah.
And, that is more towards...
I was thinking more of like seasonal stuff. But
yeah, like something like this.
Yeah.
Anything will work. It's just to do a display to show it off is the main thing, right? You want to be able to show it off.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I think this will work itself out. Right now, I'm just going to produce a whole bunch of these and see what I can do with them. I've got a whole bunch of minifigures I could use to demonstrate it as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose while we're here, this is something that literally just came off the printer during this live stream. I will not go too far into what this is exactly. You'll recognize it as Unikitsy.
Yep.
But
That's what I recognize it as.
But it's related to a project that I'm working on right now.
Nice.
Ooh.
I think either tomorrow or Monday I'm going to continue working on my town square.
For your city?
Yes.
Because for those who don't know, JDP actually does have a city.
Yes. Working on it.
And a pretty good one as well, I might mention.
It's a bit of a mess, but yeah, it's there.
Okay.
Got the table all set up, at least.
Who's meowing?
Not me.
Well, yeah,
Johnny G is.
Apparently.
Zelda likes cats. Yeah. So yeah. I think I've said everything I've needed to say except for that thing about that graphic, and I'm done gaming for a couple minutes. So let me go and prepare something. Actually, no, sorry. The last thing I need to show.
Yep.
Is the 2013 update, which is the last thing that's hot off the presses. So let me get the share screen for this.
Yep.
And this is the last documented evolution. So now they actually include the bike repair shop from that city corner.
Nice.
And there's the 1994 Sail and Fly Marina.
Nice.
Such small boats.
Oh yeah, the boats were also 4 wide or 6 wide, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's the back of Victory Lab Raceway. They actually bought 2 of them.
Wow.
12 years ago. Very grainy footage. Actually, I want to come back here just to get the slide around.
Nice.
Let's get that again. Look how awesome all of that stuff is.
Oh yeah. That's really awesome.
Okay, someone knocked down a tree.
Must have hit it with the car.
They expanded their repair shop. That's the kind of build I want to do for my repair shop. And there's some Paradisa sets down there that they incorporated into their neighborhood. Oh,
I love
Paradisa.
Paradisa.
Yeah, Paradisa. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love it?
Paradisa, Paradisa, sun is shining all day.
I'm not so keen on that advert though. It makes me cringe.
And also there's the 1995 space shuttle launch.
Nice.
There's their website, bricksburg.com, and they put the H in there. So that was my main inspiration for why I have my Lego town the way it is.
Nice.
All right.
Space, the final frontier. Everyone needs space.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I honestly have thought about swapping my bedroom and this room around because then that would make the leg room bigger. I don't care if I sleep in a smaller room. Thought about it, but I would have to completely renovate that room, like get rid of the carpet, fix the ceiling. Maybe one day.
Yeah, so I want to. So 24, I see that you updated your Facebook profile,
Yep.
which
I
means
keep
I can
forgetting.
use, yeah, which means I can edit the thumbnail for episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
So 24 made a graphic that we're eventually going to incorporate as a segment into one of these streams.
Okay,
Which one?
Ooh.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bricks and banter.
I like the font as well. That looks really nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
So
friendly.
It's hard to tell, but behind all this is actually all the continents that we're on, and they're all connected by Lego bridges.
Hmm.
Except
That's
for
cool.
except for Australasia.
Actually, I think it is in there. It's just a lot bigger of a continent, and you just can't recognize it because I had to make it bigger.
Yeah. So I'm gonna float this idea by you. Whenever we whenever we want to have a main discussion point, which we'll name the episode after, I'll create a little bit of a cutaway, and I'll play it whenever we get into the discussion of the core topic, and I'll float it by you guys. That segment will be called Bricks and Banter, because this is a pretty cool looking logo, and I guess JDP was live at the time of editing this.
Yes,
That's hilarious.
I could fix it, though. I could fix that. That's not a big
It's
deal.
hilarious.
Yeah, but we're gonna incorporate this graphic as one of our segments.
Sounds good.
I like it.
Yeah, because I also try to build vertically.
Jordan got exposed there.
So Britain says my Lego city would be based on a museum of Lego. This way, any Lego set can be in it and not look out of place.
Ooh.
Good
General
idea.
says, if you see my old castle tour, the mountain will be the same height as those 2 towers.
Nice. Cool.
Anything else? So I think this has been a really good pilot episode.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
I think so.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep at it. The same time every week. So you'll never forget when the stream goes live, because the start times, while the Northern Hemisphere is in daylight saving, and while in the Southern Hemisphere we're out of daylight saving, is in the graphics. So because today is my 25-hour day. And so whenever so whenever I go into daylight saving and you guys come out of daylight saving, I'll have to modify the top right corner of those graphics to not confuse people.
All right.
I'm confused already. That's not hard to do. I hate daylight savings.
I woke up especially for this stream.
Well, thank you, Zissou.
What did he say?
Thanks. Yeah.
You know, I didn't have anything to do with this, though. This is a mayohosko production.
Yeah, because it was either Silence or Carsten's idea to do a collaborative stream, and we all communicated with each other to find the right time to do so. And once we found the right time, and we got commitment from all 5 of us today, I steamrolled the production of this stream. And so if anyone ever does want to make cutaways for segments they want to bring to the stream, you can email me an MP4 file.
Yeah.
And then I can add it to StreamYard for you.
I must be super new, but what's a cutaway?
A cutaway is something like this.
Yep.
Oh, I can make those.
And also,
They still believe in mayonnaise and Mr. Mayonnaise. Is that what you trying to tell me? Hell no, I didn't hear that. No. Oh no. Oh no.
and also,
It's amazing that Mayo knows more about some American stuff than we do. Like, Mayo is so freaking smart, man. I was just talking the other night about how, like, you could almost ask Mayo probably any question, and he could probably get it figured out for you.
Is this what you want? You see this? Look at this. Look what you've done.
Great.
yeah, some people call it a stinger. I think I prefer to call it a cutaway because that's what they call it on Family Guy, which is well known for their cutaways.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, so if anyone makes their own cutaway for their own segment they want to bring to the table, my email is in the description. The links to everyone's YouTube channels are in the description. The links to JDP, Silent Mode, and Carsten Brick's Instagram are in the description. The links to Never Too Old for Lego's Facebook group is in the description.
That I never use. Well, no one talks to me on it. I'm a loner. They just don't like me.
Just wait till you get to 1,000 right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll work on a cutaway that I like to call on my channel Mock Talk.
Okay. I'm gonna have to think of something.
Yeah, well, because if you ever,
thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, because if you, yeah. So like, you could easily send me, you could easily email me a cutaway of your mock talk segment, and then you could, and then you can be the host of that segment every Saturday.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to do something random shit that Never Too Old for Lego rants about.
Well,
quick mention, guys.
Yep.
I'm at 69 subscribers.
Nice.
Nice.
69.
69 dudes.
Yeah. Oh, we need a Homer Simpson. That would have been a perfect Homer Simpson moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if anyone ever does have something they want to rant about,
This one is running!
Rotten eggs!
it's rant time.
Ooh,
I love it.
dangerous territory there.
Yeah.
Anyway, does anyone have any final thoughts?
I think it was a pretty good first episode. So again, thank you for the invitation. Looking forward to the next couple of ones. And yeah.
Definitely. Thanks for hosting.
I heard a grunt.
Who grunted?
I don't know, but anybody got something to say?
Maybe that was just on your end.
I was just wondering whether to. I was wondering whether to say it now or wait for my live stream next week.
Well, you got some news? You got news? If you got news, you got to tell it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, a little Trans-Ocean Stream exclusive. You guys have probably heard me talking about going to Scarebeck this year.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have successfully registered to go to Scarebeck this year.
Ooh.
Nice.
And with on that,
Okay, what is that?
That's one of the biggest conventions in Northern Europe, essentially, in
Yes.
Scandinavia.
For what though?
Yeah.
Lego convention.
We can talk about all of this in the post show. And on that bombshell, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.